What? Back to backs. We hitting them with the back to back on this one. I'm gonna need to crack this bad boy.
See, we vibing on the beat, and you know that. See, we wild up on the streets, and you know that. Yeah.
Now, I've been meaning to get into the boxing world anyway. I really didn't want to enter in with this guy, but I want to see if I can do anything for the views. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with him. Definitely got boxing popping now. I must admit, like I say about 2-3 years ago, Deontay when he was going on his run, he had boxing a little bit popping. But Jake Paul and Logan, they got boxing popping again, man. And they not even fighting boxers. That's the crazy part about it. And that's what I really respect about the whole movement of the YouTubers, and that's how I feel about it personally. I've always been a boxing fan. I guess you can call it boxing purist. But I always kind of went by what a quote I got from Max Kellerman is everybody's entertained by a fight. No matter who it is, no matter what is going on, everybody's entertained by a fight. And Jake and Logan Paul is showing that right now. It's like the people they fighting, I mean, especially when they first started off, when Logan fought KSI or the KSI dude, it was a fight though. And I mean, for their fan bases, it's like the biggest thing ever. So I really enjoy the fact that they brought that back. But enough of that. Unfortunately, Logan ain't got no wins, so I don't want to have to do him right now. I probably got to do a video about that guy later. But Jake Paul. So, in my criteria is to beat Jake Paul. Well, first let me go ahead and go through the three that it takes to beat Jake Paul. Because me, like I said with that whole introduction, I am a boxing purist. So I followed boxing back in, like, I'm an old school nigga. So I followed boxing back in the Muhammad Ali days. A couple niggas before Muhammad Ali. I would run down names, but I probably mess up time periods. But I'm back. I say about at least the 30s, or I mean not the 30s, but the 50s or 60s up. I really like boxing. I really follow boxing. So the three ways to beat him, I probably come up with like 10 ways to beat him, but three quick ways to beat him is one, don't fall into his media hype, which Tyron was able to do. I think he had a couple ingredients. I ain't gonna stick too hard on Tyron because it's a couple ingredients he had that could have beat him, but he just missed out on the opportunity. He definitely, out of all the people that interviewed that went through the face-offs and stuff, I think he was the best one to get in the Jake Paul head as far as like shutting down all that bull that he be talking. It's not that hard. He don't really. He's still young minded, so he still talk airheadish, but he do sell fights, so it is what it is. Two, to beat him is to box. Basically, just box like a regular boxer. Like anybody with like more than 5 days of experience could beat this guy. Like I'm not trying to like. Don't get me wrong. Like I can step in the ring and probably put some hands on him. I could probably do better than Nate. But anyway, like yeah, just boxing. Don't fall into his stupid traps. But it wouldn't be entertaining though. That's the only thing. Like especially the way he talked junk, and by the time of the fight, you just thinking about either knocking him out or not getting knocked out. And that's never a way to come into a boxing match. You always got to come in with the mentality to stick your game plan and win. So if you come in with any kind of boxing sense, you're gonna win. And three, counter punching easily. Like he's a good counter puncher. Him and his brother are pretty good counter punchers. That's basically I think the way he put I think he just knocked both of them out. I want to say that's kind of how he knocked Nate out, but I think he just caught Nate with a couple of counter punches. Then he just blasted him. But they are pretty good. Like they are pretty good boxers as far as like they'll be nice sparring partners in like as far as that go, but they're not real like Floyd Mayweather showed Logan, and he could do Jake the same way. I wouldn't recommend him do that, but any real Manny Pacquiao. All right, so boom. Got through the 3. Easy. 1, 2, 3. Easy. Goddamn get in his head. Goddamn just box better than him and be a better counterpuncher.
See, we vibing on the beat, and you should know that. See, we wild up on the streets, and you should know that. Yeah.
The 3 people that can beat him, well, upon the 100 people, now I had to, because in order for me to, I think it's like millions of people that can beat him, but to narrow it down, I have to pick the people that he would actually fight, because he's already kind of shut down the Tyron Woodley stuff. So I'm going to still kind of put him as an honorable mention, because if Tyron Woodley, I know he don't let hands go, but if he would have just let the hands go a little bit more than what he did, he probably would have won. So the people that he can fight, I'm going to just go 1 and 2, Anderson Silva and Vitor Belfort, or I'm just going to make them like 3, because I believe both of them are 2 UFC fighters, because he keep trying to sleep on UFC fighters. He going to end up running into a UFC striker that can really box, because a lot of those guys have boxing backgrounds. He just ran into the couple, and I know they're good at scouting. They knew exactly who can box and who can't. They know who to stick around, who can't. So, but there's only but so many times, because eventually they gonna be like, they gonna get bored of seeing that. So he gonna keep trying to tiptoe, and if he go into Anderson Silva, especially if you catch him in the next year, he might get. And if he catch Vitor Belfort at any point in time, especially on goddamn Triller or them things, they be, because you know my boy is Juice Mania, Hulkamania. He's smashing, blasting through people's faces. Vitor Belfort, you better stay away from him. Then I seen the dude, Tyson Fury, little brother, Tycoon Fury, or whatever his name is, Chicken Fury. I don't know what his name is, but he was on the card with them. He's a boxer, so he could definitely possibly get that fight and win. And the third person that I was thinking of that could probably beat him, that would probably fight him, it's a toss-up between, because I got this prayer of a hope that Conor goes back into boxing and blast the hell out of Jake Paul. That would be so fucking fun, and to see their face off would be hilarious, especially if Conor go back into his old Conor ways. He could beat the mess out of, like, to take up for Dana White, and oh my goodness, they might as well put a title belt on the line. They might as well put some WWE, call up Vince McMahon, get some WWE stuff on the line, because that's gonna be freaking amazing. Or Floyd, and I don't want Floyd to do it. I don't think they're stupid enough to try Manny. I know Manny will take it. Manny will fight anybody. He'll fight a trash can right now today. For goddamn $3 million, you put $3 million on the line, he out there fighting the trash can 12 rounds. He don't care. But they ain't gonna fight Manny, because Manny can box. He'll beat Jake and Logan Paul up at the same time. Like, and they can weigh 400 pounds combined to his like 100 something, and he still pound him up. Like, and Floyd just gonna run around. It's gonna be mad boring, because he don't care. He just gonna run around, hug him. It'll be the same fight. It's gonna be like Logan times 2, but with double the trash talk. So even more boring. I had to do this one, man. This is strictly for the views. But I do want to dip into boxing. So here we go.
See, we wild up on these streets, and you should know that. Say you should know that, yeah, and you should know that. Said you should know that, yeah, and you should